Hey guys, Jan here, codingwithjan.com. Today I want to show you how to set up fully customizable products on Shopify. We're talking custom color configurations, custom text inputs, image uploads, stunning live previews, even custom pricing rules if you want to charge extra for certain options. So this is going to be a big step up from my previous tutorials where I only showed you how to code the most basic input elements yourself instead of building a full-blown product configurator. I'm super excited for this one, and let's dive right in. All right, so then what we're building today is quite complex. In fact, it's actually so complex that we cannot build this entirely from scratch because that would literally take us weeks or months of development. So what we'll do instead is make use of a third-party software called Kickflip. And also for the sake of transparency, I am partnering with them for this video. But also in 4 years of running this channel, I have never recommended anything that I haven't tested myself and found to be of great value. So this is one of the most sophisticated apps that I've seen. Plus they also have an extremely fair pricing model where you only pay as you grow. Yeah, means there's no monthly recurring fee or anything, and they only make money if you make money, which I feel is how business should be. Now getting started is extremely straightforward. You can use the link in the description or just visit their website and create your free account. So you can go ahead and do that right now. And then once you're logged in, this is what the dashboard looks like. You can see that I have my demo product in here, but let me show you how to create one from scratch. So let's click on add new product. And this gets you to the product editor. In order to stay organized, the first thing I would then do is change the project title. So instead of untitled product, I would put custom hockey jersey. And then in the project settings, I also want to add a second view. So you can create multiple views if you want to show your product from different angles. So for example, I also got pictures from the back. So I want to add a second view for that. But yeah, I will leave it at that. And if you only have pictures from the front, then one main view would be enough. Okay, now next I want to go ahead and upload my product model, the product images. And before you do that, you want to make sure to split your product photos at every part that will later be custom configured. So for example, the hockey jersey comes in 2 variations, the one with the body with laces and the one without. And since the shoulders and the sleeves will have individual colors, I also have individual images for those. So for example, here I have an image of the shoulders and here I have one of the upper sleeve. And then in the app, everything will be laid on top of each other. So the best way to obtain these images is, either if you have a 3D model of your product, or you can just split regular photos in Photoshop, for example. So then let's go ahead and do that. We're starting in the behind the scenes panel right here. And then I want to add a new product image. In order to stay organized, I would directly give it meaningful titles. So this is going to be the jersey body. Then in the image answer section, we can add all our variations. So we have one per default. The first one is going to be the one with laces. And then I can upload the front view. And since I also added a second view, I'm able to upload a product photo from the back. Okay, so this is the first variation. The second one would then be without laces. So I'll just call that normal. And again, upload both of my product photos from the front. And back is the same as before. Click on create. And quickly switching to the full product view, you can see that we already have our first 2 variations now. And I can also switch to the back view. Okay, to not bore you with further image uploading, I am going to skip ahead and upload the rest of the product model. I am going to do the exact same thing as before. So in the behind the scenes panel, I would just go ahead and add a new image. So my next part will be the collar. I have 2 different types of collars depending on which body is selected. We will later set up the logic in detail. Then I will upload the shoulders, the upper sleeve, the elbow part, and the lower sleeve, because those can all be configured individually in terms of colors. But yeah, let me first go ahead and upload the images. This is nothing new. This is exactly how we did it before, and see you in 1 second. So here I created the collar type, one that works with the laces, one that works with the normal version of our shirt. We will set up the logic later on so that no one can configure the product in ways that don't work. Shoulders added. Here we have the upper sleeves, the elbows, and now we also got the lower sleeves. So at this point, our base model is pretty complete. Awesome. Also, one thing to mention, if you messed up in terms of uploading overlapping images, maybe in the wrong order, you can always go into the layer panel right here and then reorder your PNG files so that they overlap in the right way if that applies to you. Okay, back to questions. Now I want to go ahead and create the first customization, the shirt colors, and this is going to blow you away. So let me show you how that's done. In the questions panel, I would go ahead and add a new one. This is going to be of type thumbnail. And then more specifically, the display type is going to be color. Create. The title here could just be body color. And down here, we can define all the colors that we want to be available. So there's one per default. I'll start with that one. Call it white. I would not set this to perfectly white. I would add a little bit of gray to this so that it better separates from the background. Let me show you what I mean right here. So in the customizer view, you can see that white now separates better from the background. And then I'll go ahead and add, let's say, 4 or 5 other colors. Black should be one. For navy, I have a hex value. Same for red. And lastly, we have green. Okay, now here comes the part that's going to blow you away. After creating all these colors here, we can connect this color question to one of our image elements. So you can say apply on and then select one of our behind the scenes elements. In this case, the body, for example. And then all these colors here would automatically be applied to our PNG file. So they literally build a small Photoshop in here where you don't have to upload your products in multiple colors and whatnot. You can just upload them in white and they will be colorized for you. How awesome is that? To speed things up, you can also import all of these answers here on your next color question. So I'll go ahead and create color questions for all the other jersey parts as well. So same as before, add a new question here, thumbnail of type color, create. So this is going to be the next part. And then the answers will be imported from my library. And if I scroll down, I find all these colors right here. White, black, navy, red, and green. Import them. Delete the default answer. And then make sure that I connect this color question here with the next image part. And it seems to work perfectly fine. Awesome. Again, I'll skip ahead and do that for all the other jersey parts. The process stays exactly the same. And see you in 1 second. Okay, so now I have all my color questions added and the configurator is coming together really well. I can already colorize all the individual pieces of my jersey and it's looking really good. Okay, now that we have that, next I want to show you how to implement custom logic. And for that, I'm going to switch to the full product view again. And remember when we implemented or when we uploaded the collar of the shirt, not the color, I told you that I have one that works with the normal shirts and one that works with the laces. It's a little hard to see the difference here, but the one with the laces connects seamless, and then the normal one creates a small gap here. So I don't want users to be able to select this one with the laces. Yeah, so this combination shouldn't exist. So what I want to do first is select the color element that we have in our behind the scenes panel, and as an input type, I want to make this a thumbnail question as well. So input type is going to be thumbnail. And now we can see that this automatically was added to the questions panel. So it moved from behind the scenes to questions. Let me move this as the very first question. You can just simply drag and drop things around here. And now in the customizer view, you can see that we already have a select element here in order to select the color type. The thumbnails here are really small because it's just using the product image. So what we can do instead is first click on large thumbnails. And then also inside the variants, we can upload dedicated thumbnail images. Then I have one thumbnail for the laces and respectively one thumbnail for the normal color. Okay, so far so good. Now we have this select element right here and it's already allowing us to change the color type, at least at the very top that we see in blue right now. But it's not changing the jersey body yet, depending on the selection. So that's something we have to implement with custom logic. Therefore, we can just click on this logic button right here. Let's create a new rule. And here they made it very simple, even for someone without coding experience, because you can use natural language. So when the color is laces, then the body should be also laces. Let's add this rule. So that's the first one. And now you can also read this in plain language right here. And then we can add the other rule vice versa. So when the color is normal, then the body type should also be normal. Let's add that. And with that in place, we can leave this logic panel. So now we should observe that with our selection, the body jersey also gets replaced. Awesome. And yeah, that's really a small example of how we can use custom logic in order to allow certain combinations and yeah, just create different possibilities. But you can get very creative with that. You can also hide and show other input questions depending on previous selections, or like I just did, replace certain images depending on selections. So there are a bunch of different use cases that you can implement by using custom logic. Okay, so far so awesome. This already looks quite professional, but now let's move on to some custom user input. And we'll start with the most exciting one, image uploads. So in the questions panel, I'll just add another question here of type file upload. The display type is going to be logo. And here we find a few more options to decide how much flexibility a customer should have. So first we can decide whether we want this to be a static design, or we can define what is called a print area. So let's click on that. Add a new print area. So as the name suggests, this is pretty much an area that we can define where users can, let's say, upload their own logo, resize it, move it around. So this is really the printable area of our shirt. I'll save this one as displayed right here. And then for the print area, we can also define the customer's capabilities. So they can move around their logo, they can resize it, they can rotate everything. I'll just give them full flexibility. We can also add some predefined answers. Maybe not everyone wants to upload a custom logo. So as one predefined answer, let's just add my logo here, which I have at hand, coding with Jan. The thumbnail could also be the same. And then once we scroll down in the customizer, you can see that people can either select this logo right here, or they can upload their own custom logo. And I would also move this around in the print area a little bit, also resize it so that people already have a good starting point, let's say. So let me show you how this looks in action. You can preview the customizer at any point right here. So first we can select the shirt type, works perfectly fine. Then we can define all the colors. And here we can either upload our own logo file or use the predefined one. But yeah, realistically, who wouldn't want to wear a shirt like that? I mean, yeah, maybe if you buy into the whole infinite universes kind of theory, you would find one with some guy. But even in that case, they would be covered and can upload their own logo here, which, yeah, I gotta admit, also looks alright. So that's it for the custom image upload options. Super smooth experience. And yeah, I'll replace this one with the sport file. And then we can move on with the next type of custom user input, namely text. This works kind of similar to the image upload, or at least we can transfer some knowledge here. So let's go ahead and add a new question, this time of type text input. This should be text. Yes, create. And since we're designing a hockey shirt here, I will deselect the view 1 and instead add my text on the back. It's kind of small, but you can already see it right here. And this first text field here can be the player number. Placeholder could just be 15. And again, here we can decide how much flexibility the customer should have. We can define a print area where they can move things around. We can also add additional questions for like the color, the font, and so on and so forth. But this time I'll keep it simple and just go with the static design, and then we will only replace the number with the user input. So I'll start by making this text a lot bigger. Outline, let's do 15 pixels wide. I also want to change the font from just Google Fonts. So here you just have to play around with the options a little bit until it works for you. I'll also add a second text input for the player name. So process stays the same. New text input question, create. So I pretty much just made it the same style, also static position. And now customers can go in and enter the player name, which would automatically be replaced, and also enter a player number. So everything gets replaced dynamically, perfect. And if you want, you can also add additional settings for like the character limit, or whether or not these fields should be required. But yeah, we'll just keep it simple for now. Another really cool feature to highlight here is the bulk order input type. So imagine a coach would go in here and try to order shirts for the entire team. With most configurators, they would have to start over for every new player, and do the whole design over and over again, which is kind of tedious. But with Kickflip, you can now add this, as I mentioned, bulk order input type. So let's add that to our project. And then we can drag and drop the player name and player number into the bulk order feature. You can see these two text inputs are now a subset of our bulk order input. And in the customizer at the very bottom, you would now see that we can add multiple player here. For example, John could be the first one. And then I can add another item for the next team member, Alex, for example. And everything stays exactly the same. I don't have to recreate the design. And then all these items would be added to cart later on. So this is perfect for shirts like that or other products you would order in bulk. All right, so we've already come a super long way here and we've been able to explore quite a few features and there are even more. But at this point, I think this product is ready to go and we should see how to publish it because I really want to show you the entire process end to end. So once your product is ready, you can switch to the connection tab right here. And this is where you would connect your Shopify store. As you can see here, I already have my development store connected. Otherwise, there would be a prompt to install the Kickflip app, which you can also do free of charge. And then once the store is connected, you can go back to build, publish your product. This would synchronize everything to the store. Under the connection tab, you should now also see that this product has been pushed to my store. But you also see this orange check mark here. And that is because the product has been pushed to the store, but it's not live yet. It's not added to any sales channel, so customers wouldn't be able to find this product on the storefront yet. And before we do that, I would highly recommend checking out the pricing tab as well. So here we can set the base price for our item. Let's say this one was 80 euros. You can also select different currencies in the settings depending on where your store is located. Further, you can add bulk pricing. So you can add price breaks for specific quantities, all natively built in, which is awesome. And you can add extra prices if you want. So for example, if I want to charge extra for the laces versus the normal shirt type, I could make that, let's say, an extra $5. So this is how you implement custom pricing rules, which have been heavily requested on my previous tutorials. And then you can save everything here. Back in the connection tab, you still see that this product is not added to a sales channel yet, so customers wouldn't find it on the store. In order to fully go live, we can follow this link right here. This gets me to the same product on my Shopify store. And then under publishing on the right half side, I can click these three dots, manage sales channels. And here we'll just go ahead and add it to my online store. Done. Save everything. And in the Kickflip dashboard, it should also change to a green check mark now. If we now go ahead and preview the product page on our store, so this is my Shopify store, we should see the configurator loading. Perfect. And this already contains all the latest changes, so 5 euros extra for the laces and all the configuration options that we previously defined. How cool is that? And I think this is also a good time to mention that you can fully adjust the looks of this configurator to make it match your brand and the rest of your website. If you want to do that, you can just go back to the Kickflip dashboard. Then they have their own theme editor right here, where you can fully customize things as the button color, the font, how everything is displayed overall. So you find very detailed options for everything here. Okay, the very last thing I want to show you here is how it looks if someone adds a product to the cart. So you would configure the product, click add to cart, and then behind the scenes, a small preview image is generated. All the additional details are stored in the line item properties, and customers can just use the regular checkout with all the payment methods that you have on your store. And that's it. This is how you set up a full-blown product configurator with custom color options, custom user input, custom logic, custom pricing rules, live previews, and all the features that, you guys have heavily been requesting on my previous tutorials. All right, guys, and that's it for today's video. I really hope this is a helpful starting point for selling your own custom or personalized products. And yeah, I think what Kickflip have built here is crazy good, hands down. That's why I was so excited to collaborate with them. And if you got questions, just leave them down in the comment section or reach out to their support team, also very reactive. And yeah, now it's upon you to take action. So use the link in the description or just go to their website and make sure to have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.